Are you or anyone you know interested in learning how to play the Pokemon trading card game? If so, now is a wonderful time to learn how to play the game, thanks in part to the Pokemon My First Battle set. This has a suggested retail price of $9.99, and it has everything you need for you and a friend or a kid in your family to learn how to play the Pokemon trading card game from the very beginning. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me tell you all about Pokemon My First Battle, and I will share my review. One quick thing before we get to this review. If you want to just see gameplay, see the game in action, watch me set up the game and play an entire match with My First Battle, by all means, I will put a link to my full playthrough in the description of this video, and I'll put it in the comments just in case so you can see for yourself how the game plays, and then come back here and get my final thoughts, all right? Cool. Enjoy. My First Battle is truly designed to be an introductory product. Unlike other pre-made products from the Pokemon company, such as EX Battle Decks, League Battle Decks, or even the beginner-friendly Battle Academy, My First Battle has a streamlined rule set and takes some liberties with the core concepts of the game in order to make it as easy as possible for anyone to learn this game. In this package, you're going to get everything you need for 2 players to get started. Right now, I'm showing the Charmander and Squirtle set, but there's also one featuring Bulbasaur and Pikachu. Each player will get access to one of 2 17 card decks. Now, the normal Pokemon trading card game is played with 60 cards, and with only 17 cards, this is actually great for children with small hands or just those who are not comfortable shuffling. A 17 card deck is a much easier group of cards to handle, so it's amazing on that front. Another difference is the cards within each deck. You may notice that the backing of the cards is a little different from what you would see in a standard Pokemon card. I'm going to show the back of one right here. As you can see, the backing is different. You cannot use these My First Battle cards in a tournament setting, and you can't add your own cards to these ones in order to upgrade the decks. That's kind of not the point here. The Pokemon Company really wants you to play with these cards and these decks built as intended, and I tend to agree with them. I think that the cards that they have here are perfectly built to battle one another, as they feature lower HP Pokemon with simplified attacks and very few effects of attacks. You're not going to see anything like retreat cost or weakness or any of the more complex rules that appear in the Pokemon trading card game. They have been stripped out for the bare essentials to get new players going quickly. Each deck also features 2 trainer cards. One of those is Switch, that allows you to switch your active Pokemon with one on the bench, and you also get a potion to heal 30 HP from your damaged Pokemon. You'll play the cards on the included playmats. Thankfully, these are laminated, which is actually an upgrade. Most Pokemon TCG pre-made decks come with paper playmats, so having these laminated is fantastic, and it makes a lot of sense as you're not necessarily going to be upgrading or playing on your own playmat, and this is meant to be played a lot. So having these playmats laminated is absolutely a plus. It has all of the places for where the cards need to go and where your prize coins need to go, and I do like that the rules, there's a quick rule guide on the left hand side which shows all of the actions you can do on your turn. You'll also get a set of cardboard damage counters, 6 cardboard prize coins, and an easy to follow rulebook with everything you need to get started. Now, if you are an experienced player and you're going to be teaching this to someone who is new to the game, I would strongly advise that you read the rulebook, as there are some rule differences between the core game and My First Battle. I'm not going to go through all the rules here, but definitely go through the manual and understand all of the differences that are in there between My First Battle and the main game, as the My First Battle rules are a little simpler, and I think they make a lot of sense within the context of this product. With the help of the manual, you should be up and rolling in under 5 minutes. Setup is a breeze. thanks to the help of the manual. All you have to do is find the cards with the blue border on them and put them in their appropriate spots on the board. So you're looking for your starter Pokemon with the blue border and your starting energy with the blue border. Then you put down the 3 prize coins. You'll shuffle your deck, put it into the deck spot, and draw 3 coins. You will flip a coin to see who goes first, and then the player who goes first will draw a card, and you'll start battling. The point of the game is the first player to be the one who takes 3 prize coins by knocking out your opponent's Pokemon, or if you knock out all of your opponent's Pokemon before 3 prizes and they can't put anything into the active, you will win as well. When it's your turn, you'll draw a card. From there, you can add basic Pokemon to your bench, evolve any of your basic Pokemon by playing the evolution Pokemon on top of the basic Pokemon, attach up to 1 energy per turn. You can play any number of trainer cards during your turn, and you can end your turn with an attack. Each attack has a different attack cost indicated on the Pokemon card itself, so making sure that you have enough energy on the board to swing is a key skill to learn, but it shouldn't be that hard to pick up, especially since your starter Pokemon always has at least 1 energy to use its first attack. It shouldn't take long before you are getting a feel of the game and trading attacks with the person on the other side of the table and having an absolute blast. If you're looking for a product to ease kids into the Pokemon trading card game, this is absolutely perfect. The combination of the smaller deck of cards making it easier to shuffle, the simplified Pokemon, and the simplified rule set make it so that even young kids can grasp the concepts of this game in a matter of minutes while also feeling the thrill of battle. Each match also plays very quickly thanks to the smaller deck size and the fewer actions you can make, making it so that you are playing through this quickly and it's very easy to wrap up a game and get right back into the action again. What I wasn't expecting going into this is that the product is actually really fun for older kids and adults as well. It may not have the strategic depth of the full game, but it actually distills just enough of the core Pokemon TCG experience that even I, as someone who's played the game for a number of years, had a lot of fun with it. One of my favorite examples of strategic depth in this game is Gyarados from the Squirtle deck. Gyarados is a high-risk Pokemon that has a phenomenal attack that can one-shot almost everything in the Charmander deck. However, it requires all 4 energy to be on the board for it to be able to swing consistently. If you've only got 3 energy on the board, you get to use its Tail Smash attack, which you have to flip a coin, and it may not work half of the time. So you kind of have to manage your Gyarados accordingly and your Magikarp, and if you get stuck with just Magikarp on the board, it only has 30 HP and can get knocked out really easily. So one of the core aspects of this game is managing your Pokemon, and I think Gyarados is a perfect example of that strategic depth in action and that sequencing, and I find that Gyarados works best towards the late game if you can set it up. But can you set it up? That's one of the big things that is not only a skill in my first battle, but the core game as well, of like what attacks and what Pokemon do you use at any given time based on the cards that you have. And this game happens to capture a microcosm of that phenomenon here. Managing your trainer cards is also profoundly important in my first battle. Yes, you only have 1 switch and 1 potion, but oftentimes that 1 switch and that 1 potion can change the outcome from a game that you were probably going to lose to one that you could actually win. And understanding when to play that switch card and when to play that potion can really add a whole other level of depth. And I know it's not necessarily as complex as something in the main game, but for the purposes of my first battle, it does give the game a little more depth and a little more replayability than even I was expecting. So even if you are an older kid or a teenager or an adult, I think there's just enough here for a older player to still enjoy and get the gist of the Pokemon trading card game without having to be bogged down by all of its extra complexities. All of that stuff you can learn later. In conclusion, I think My First Battle is a fantastic product. For young kids looking to get into the Pokemon trading card game, this is absolutely brilliant. And for older players who are maybe a little intimidated by the idea of playing a TCG, but you want to try the Pokemon trading card game, this one is a low risk, low investment effort to try the game out and just get a taste of what the Pokemon TCG is. And if you like it, you can move on to buying an EX deck or Battle Academy or wherever you so choose. However, if you want to just start somewhere with the ground zero, the easiest place possible, this is the new place to start. I got to get going. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at In Third Person. You can also find me on Twitch, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. But for now, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. I hope you have fun playing my first battle.